Hi everyone, welcome to today's presentation where we'll discuss how to write the body section of an essay, particularly how to develop a paragraph. My name is Sam and I am a professional writer working with students that are struggling with the assignment. If you want my assistance in any academic area, kindly send me an email via the email address that you can see on your screen. Back to essays. Overall, the body part of an essay comprises of several paragraphs that attempts to convince the reader that the argument you announced in the thesis statement is true. For example, if your thesis statement is that global warming results from several reasons, the body part will discuss the factors that cause the increase in earth temperature. In so doing, you are trying to convince your audience that global warming stems from several aspects. To achieve this goal, you need to come up with several factors that cause this phenomena. Since a paragraph should have only one idea, you should discuss only one factor per paragraph. One common problem that students make is to mix 2 or 3 ideas in one paragraph. Another problem is including topic sentences that do not stem from the thesis statement. For example, if your thesis statement is about the causes of global warming, a paragraph discussing the impact of global warming is seriously out of the scope. Therefore, ensure all the paragraphs stem from this statement. If the paper is about the impact of global warming, just discuss the outcome of this phenomena only. Let's look at how to develop a paragraph by looking at the components of a paragraph, and they include the topic sentence, the evidence, analysis, transition, and opposing view. And we shall start with the topic sentence. A paragraph starts with a topic sentence which announces the argument to be advanced in that specific paragraph. For example, one paragraph can discuss the greenhouse gases as a cause of global warming. What does it mean to have such a topic sentence? What it means is that in that paragraph, you should demonstrate how greenhouse gases lead to global warming. You cannot include content on deforestation or air pollution since you would be mixing ideas. Overall, a topic sentence makes a claim. It should not be a fact. Let's look at examples of topic sentence. Number 1, distress reduces employees' morale and lowers their commitment to work. Number 2, sex trafficking is hard to eradicate because it's a well-established and organized crime. In the paragraph development, you should only attempt to justify the claim you have made in the topic sentence. Let's look at example above. Greenhouse gases cause global warming. In this case, you are not required to write what greenhouse gases is, how it contributes to the climate change, or who discovered it, or all sorts of information related to the greenhouse gases. Just because the idea is about greenhouse gases does not give you the reason to write anything about this topic. Instead, you should only try to inform the readers how greenhouse gases results in global warming. Therefore, you are starting at greenhouse gases, taking your reader with you to the point you finish at global warming. Let's have an example of a paragraph which we will then analyze to examine the necessary parts of a paragraph. I read the example. Greenhouse gases cause global warming. Greenhouse gases, which include carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, have increased in the recent years as countries continue to rely on coal and fossil fuel. Although according to Appleton 2017, most countries have enacted legislation to reduce pollution, the emission of these gases increased by 20% in 2016 compared to the previous year. Scientists have demonstrated that this byproduct form a cloud of layer that prevent heat on the surface of the Earth from escaping to the outer space. Thus, the increase in the emission translates to thicker cloud cover, which results into high global temperature, a phenomenon called global warming. However, these gases are not the only cause of the increase in Earth temperature, as the deforestation also furthers the effect. Now we will analyze the paragraph from the topic sentence all the way to the opposing view. Note that the paragraph has only focused on demonstrating how greenhouse gases lead to global warming. I have moved from one side of the claim to the final proposition of that claim. I have moved from greenhouse gases to global warming. Besides, I did not include a sentence that is not helping me show the reader that greenhouse gases lead to increase in Earth temperature. Thus, focus purely on moving from one side of the claim to the next without including irrelevant information. Now, we said the topic sentence, or from the example, the topic sentence is greenhouse gases cause global warming. So that's the claim we are making. And now we shall go to the next component of a paragraph, and that is the evidence. This is the point where you give statistics, you quote other literature work, or give examples that support the topic sentence. So in our example, this is the part that corresponds to the evidence. Greenhouse gases, which include carbon dioxide, methane, and nitric oxide, have increased in the recent years as countries continue to rely on coal and fossil fuel. Although according to Appleton 2017, most countries have enacted legislation to reduce pollution, the emission of these gases increased by 20% in 2016 compared to the previous year. Scientists have demonstrated that these byproducts form a cloud layer that prevent heat on the surface of the Earth from escaping to the outer space. So that part is the evidence in this paragraph. And it refers to the information you have borrowed from other literature work. Kindly acknowledge the source of your information, as failure to do that constitutes a violation of copyright, what we call plagiarism in academic work. Now we shall go to the next part, which is the analysis. This part comes after the evidence, and it's the point you make the sense of the evidence. You are trying to relate the evidence with the claim in the topic sentence. You do not include new information at this point, thus this part does not have citations. Now the part that is analysis in our example is, thus the increase in the emission translates to thicker cloud, which results in higher global temperature. So that's the part that is the analysis. In this case, you are connecting the increase in the greenhouse gases and how it's causing the global warming. So in this sentence, the analysis that I've given, I'm trying to relate the increase in greenhouse gases and the increase in the average global temperature, which is the claim I made in the topic sentence. Let's go to the fourth component of our paragraph, and that is transition to another paragraph. In advanced level, that is Masters and PhD, the body paragraph should have a transition sentence. However, college and university levels are allowed to have a concluding sentence. What is the difference between the two? A transition sentence hints what the next paragraph is all about, while concluding sentence summarizes the argument in the paragraph. Let's look at some examples so that you can understand the difference. In the paragraph we have been analyzing, I included a transitional sentence, and I read it. However, these gases are not the only cause of the increase in Earth temperature, as deforestation also furthers the effect. This sentence is transition because it tells the reader that the next paragraph is about deforestation as a cause of global warming. If it was a concluding sentence, the sentence could have read, therefore, greenhouse gases form a layer just above the Earth's surface that does not allow heat to escape to the outer space, leading to an increase in global temperature. This is a concluding sentence because it does not tell the reader what to expect in the next paragraph. However, it is important since it prevents an abrupt end of a paragraph, which can confuse the audience. Let's look at some more examples of a linking sentence. The impact of fossil fuel on environment is further raised by deforestation. That tells you that the next paragraph is about deforestation. Example number 2. The impact of petroleum products as global warming agent is similar to the effects of coal. That means in the next paragraph, you will describe coal as an agent of global warming. Now, let's go to the opposing view. An opposing view is not a mandatory part of a paragraph, but it demonstrates critical thinking and wide research. It's essential to ensure that you include opposing view correctly, not for the mere sake of it. It should smoothly fit into the work. Let's look at an example from the paragraph we have been analyzing. Although according to Appleton 2017, most countries have enacted legislation to reduce pollution, the emission of these gases increased by 20% in 2016 compared to the previous year. The argument of our paragraph is that greenhouse gases increase over the years, leading to global warming. However, the first part of this sentence, in quote, although according to Appleton 2017, most countries have enacted legislation to reduce pollution, is opposing the claim. That is, it indicates that the government have enacted legislation to reduce global warming. That's make it an opposing view in line with our argument. As I said before, this part shows critical analysis. It's not mandatory, but if you include it, it makes your work more analytical. After you have done with one idea, you take another point and you start to write another paragraph using the same structure. You follow this pattern in all your paragraphs until you come to an end. Overall, the development of paragraph from a topic sentence makes the paragraph not only focused and convincing, but also easier to build. That's all for this presentation. Be sure to watch the next video on how to write a conclusion. Thank you.